Thank you for having me, and thank you for inviting me. Again, my name is Dorsetta Hale, and oh, sorry. I'm going to read some poems that I've been writing during my tenure as the Poet Laureate. This is my second year. It's going to be my third in January. So I've been writing for the last two Eco-Fests, and this is for the Pacifica Beach Coalition. And this year, or last year, it was for the snowy plover, which is a very, very tiny little bird that is, you know, we used to see them all over the place in Pacifica, but now they're very, very rare. But they are starting to come back, so they asked me to write a poem, and so here it is. It's called Impressions in the Sand. After an April rain, I, like other humans and creatures, flock to the beach, this time in search of snowy plover couples, round little endangered birds who come to the edge of the high tide line to deliver eggs the color of dried seaweed and sand. Much like their camouflaged feathers to ensure the arrival of a new generation. Tiny as sparrows, it takes all their strength to keep danger at bay. They snug close to their hidden nests of kelp, rocks, shells, and driftwood before the beachcombers claim them for art, crafts, and campfires. After an April rain, in search of the western snowy plover, I don't see them as much. Instead, I think back to the little boy's cry after his brother threw trash out the car window onto the highway. Grown up, in tears, those tears water the seeds of his environmental philanthropy. Today, that young woman, anxious to catch the sunset with her dog, arrives at Shark Park Beach without a leash, but fashions one out of recyclable newspaper plastic bags. As I sit on a memorial bench near the Pacifica Pier, I overhear a schoolgirl explain to her friend why we should care about the snowy plover, that beautiful round little bird we rarely see anymore. And I applaud her and all the other keepers of the earth. We should be mindful of every step we take, on the beach and elsewhere. The footprint we leave behind are someone's beginning. And this year, it was bees, the honeybees. And of course, everyone knows that the bees are endangered. And actually, I didn't know about that until they explained it to me. So I did some research, and so I wrote a little poem about it. It's called Bees Please. Once I was afraid of bees with their black and yellow jackets. Then I found out they feared me, so when I saw them, I quit making a racket. It turns out they're in trouble. Chemicals are ruining their oh-so-fly dance to pollinate the food we all eat, so we need to give them a chance.
Oh, yeah.
And this one is called Pillar of the Community. There is a place where a man from the Philippines can comfortably let his pant legs drag and trade a recipe with a black man who has a friend from Samoa that really knows how to fry fish, who taught his white neighbor whose Chinese friend sautés it. There is a place called the Pacifica Pier. As sure as the sun sets beyond the Fairline Islands, it will always be here. This one I read at the Christmas event in Pacifica. It's first Christmas in New England. Frozen late autumn leaves cover the ground, crispest cornflakes. Sand barrels in place await the first snow. Family first night welcomes winter with Victorian dress carolers in horse-drawn carriages, traveling down the cobblestone streets. Twig-snapping cold air is filled with the smell of cinnamon punch, served warm by local merchants. The mayor ceremoniously lights up the courthouse, making the most wonderful time of the year official. Weekend evenings are spent Christmas light hunting and lying wrapped in blankets and sleeping bags in the living room, watching holiday movies. A long-distance phone call from Dad reminds the grandkids that A Christmas Story is on TV again. and we relish the miracle on our own street. And I also work with a corporation, I volunteer for a corporation called CORA. It's Community Overcoming Relationship Abuse in San Mateo County, and they help victims of domestic violence. And I've been with them for 5 years now, 3 years as a poet, and they have different functions during the year. And the next one's coming up, let's see, October 29th. And I have a little haiku that they've asked me to write, and I'm not going to read it now. You'll have to come to the event. I know, it's $75, but it goes to a great cause. And Denise Brown is going to be there. That's Nicole Brown Simpson's sister, and she's going to be our keynote speaker. Wow. So it's going to be
domestic violence.
Yes.
Stop the war on women.
I know. It's going to be a great event. So I hope you'll be able to check it out. So I wrote this one earlier in the year. They asked me to write one for teenagers. So this is for Cora. Okay, wait a minute. I've written 2 of them. This one, oh wait a minute. This is not the one I want to read. Okay, because this one I'll probably start to cry. So I'll read this one instead.
Yours is good.
No, I'm not in a poetry. I'm on film. No. Okay, this is Mama Cora. You know I didn't bring you into this world to be mistreated and abused. Don't let me hear someone made you feel worthless and afraid. Don't let me hear somebody is trying to dim your light. Don't let me hear someone has left bruises where no one else can see them. But if I do hear, and later you see me crying, believe they are proud tears, because you were brave to say, I knew if I told you, you'd do something. And I guess lastly, I'd like to read my poetic license. Maureen has one also. I received this from a poetry group in Pacifica. One of the founders is Sherry Rose Walker, and she's a wonderful woman. And it is my poetic license. And my poetic license allows the bearer, Dorsetta Hale, free and unlimited use of meter, rhyme, alliteration, symbolism, metaphor, hyperbole, flights of fancy, whimsical musings, and all subversions of reality in pursuit of linguistic bliss. Confers the right to distribute the results thereof as needed unless revoked. Issued by the state of mind.